Welcome back. Let's cut across straight now to Maria Pysarenko. She's reporting live from the capital of Kiev. Maria, hope you're doing fine. Hope you're safe. Tell us what's happening right now. Has it been another night full of explosions in the capital?
Hello, morning. It's been a rough morning actually for all people in Kiev and in Ukraine. Again, the third rough morning in a row, because today is the day when Russian troops started massive attack on Kiev. It was started actually yesterday's evening, and today's early morning was like the climax of this attack. They tried to target military bases, military units all over the city, not in the city center, but close to the city center. So the videos we have been seeing online are the videos of Russian troops, Russian military equipment defeated by the Ukrainian army at Beresteyska Street, Beresteyska metro station, close to Beresteyska metro station. So it's several, kind of 10 kilometers from the city center. There are also reports about other strikes all over the city, but not in the center. The center is being now controlled by Ukrainian army, and they're doing everything to repel possible Russian attack. And we have been hearing very loud explosions and the sounds of these attacks. From 3 in the morning, there were also reports of artillery strikes at the place which is in Kiev known as the zoo. It's the way, like the place, the district where there is a road to the west. So from Kiev, you can go, you can flee the city to the direction. So they tried to target military bases in the first place. And also Ukrainian state officials are reporting about sabotage groups which are being put in Kiev by Russian army, and 60 of these members of the sabotage groups were also neutralized, destroyed by Ukrainian armed forces in Kiev. So the situation is really terrible, really worrying. You know, me, my family, and our neighbors are going from bomb shelter back to our houses to have like half an hour of sleep. And as of now, it's been like half an hour pretty calm without the sounds of explosions, but previously from 3 o'clock in the morning, the sounds of explosion were going every several minutes. So very terrifying situation. Now we even do not know what to do because we do not have sirens yet, air alarm sirens. So we do not technically need to go to the bomb shelters, and it can also be not very safe to be there right now, but also not safe to stay at home. So we are waiting also for official address of president, who is addressing the country every several hours these days. And this is the situation now. So again, I want to stress that nobody could really expect or imagine that full-scale war is going to be happening in Kiev like it's happening right now. A lot of Ukrainian people are being drafted into the territorial defense groups, and they are really defending the city. Yeah.
Maria, you know, I understand how difficult things are right now. It's becoming increasingly possible that there could be full-scale fighting in Kiev. I want to know what kind of damage has already happened, because we've seen pretty disturbing images of the missile attacks. We've seen the night sky once again, you know, lit up by what appears to be bombs dropping. We also saw images of some of the damage that was done in certain areas. Is there a sense of how much damage has been done to the city of Kiev so far?
The damage to the city is not as big, as huge as it may appear from the videos which are shown online. Mm-hmm. So as we see now, Russian are targeting special points on the map of Kiev, which are military bases, so military places. And also early in the morning, at 3 o'clock in the morning, there were reports that Russians are trying to destroy the is the power plant, which is outskirts of Kiev. So and it gives electricity and heats the houses of half of the city. So they tried also to target this crucial infrastructure points on the map of Kiev, but they didn't manage to destroy the power plant, luckily, fortunately. And the other point which they did spots they destroyed is the military base on Beresteyska Street. It's 10 kilometers from here, more or less. And so the damage is not like full, not so big as it may appear, luckily, and I hope it will be not for all the time, and this attack will soon be defeated by Ukrainian army.
Maria, you mentioned that you're going to be stepping out with your family along with your neighbors to your home now because there's been a bit of a lull. Hopefully that stays for the next 1 hour or so. What are you doing for provisions? Are you having to go home, pick up your own stuff and then come back to these bunkers?
We have our stuff already in the bunkers, the crucial stuff, and we have like light backpacks. Like you can hear, you can see me with this light backpack, which I'm like carrying around all the time now, with some power banks, some cables, some water, documents, and so on. And we have also food distributed in different places so that if we go home, we have food there. If we go to a bunker, we have food there and water there. And also we have some coats and covers, to make us warm wherever we are. So I can't even, explain you the feelings we are living through right now. And everybody keeps silence all the time, because it's unbelievable what is happening right now, and we are really to say we are shocked. It's to say very little, but we are really, we can't even understand and comprehend what is happening right now. Okay.
Yeah, one final question, because I know you're busy. Okay, I think we've lost that connection there with Maria. She needs to get out and figure out what's happening. Okay, Maria is still with us. Maria, what is your plan for today? We saw President Zelensky put out a video yesterday, where he showed his, the ministers of his government yesterday. I'm sure all Ukrainians have seen that video. He's also called upon, as many people to stand up and fight. What is the mood among Ukrainians right now? Is that what it is, to pick up a weapon and fight?
Yeah, the mood is to help the army in the way you can do it. If you can take the weapon and go fight, go to territorial defense. If you can donate money to the army and not going there if you're, for example, not feeling yourself strong enough to go as a military. Then you can also donate blood to the centers of blood donations, because that could be also crucial and important. The casualties are not so high, but the centers are asking for people to donate blood already. And you can also, there is a huge campaign online saying, please pressure our international partners, write posts in English saying that we need NATO to close our sky. We need to pressure Russia right now. So anything that everybody can do right now to help the army, to help Ukraine, will be helpful and important. Not only to be a military, yes, with weapons, but other types of help, or volunteer help, money help, also will do. And what really is striking is that all the people online, all people I see here, also my neighbors and acquaintances, my family, are we are not losing our morale. We understand that we have to fight in whatever way we can. And everything will be fine in the end, because the truth is ours, because Ukraine does not attack anybody. Russia attacked Ukraine. Russia invaded Ukraine.
And I want to find out what's happening. Maria, you've given us a great perspective of how things are playing out right now in Kiev. We're all hoping for your safety. Your safety, of course, is the #1 priority for us here, and we're glad you're doing okay. But take care of yourself, Maria. I want to understand now what's happening also in Lviv, 80 kilometers from the Polish border. We've got Olga Vorosbit joining us here on this broadcast. Olga, can you tell us what's happening in parts of, of Lviv? There were some reports that came in yesterday of air sirens also going off there. We understand that a lot of people are moving to Lviv because it's considered to be safer than other parts of Ukraine.
Yes, it's considered, and for the time being, it is safer because, thanks God, we don't have here so difficult fights as in Kiev or in the other cities in Ukraine, in the eastern and southern Ukraine. So yes, partly it is kind of a safe haven, and people are coming here, and there are lots of people on the railway station who are coming here. There are also foreigners who are coming through Lviv and Polish border, but at the same time, yesterday in Lviv we had air alarm. Also, just today, so this night, we did not spend in Lviv, but I hear from the locals that there were air alarm in the towns near Lviv. So the small town of Chervonograd had air alarm. So we are also we also expect that something may happen here, but we are defending and staying strong.
Olga, in terms of the scale of the invasion on day 3, we've seen very damaging, visuals coming out from Kyiv right now. What are you hearing on your network? Have things become significantly bigger in terms of the military operations on day 3 of the invasion?
There are, as I see, yes, there are severe fights, and there are fights inside of Kiev. If yesterday, we had like missile launches onto the Kiev, so
yes,
missiles were trying to hit Kiev, but.
Okay, that signal has broken, unfortunately, with Olga, because obviously it's not difficult to get a decent connection with our friends there in Ukraine. There are a lot of military operations. There are scramblers and jammers that are also active. Olga, we lost you for a moment. Go ahead. We can hear you now.
Okay, if you have me now. There are fights in Kiev at the moment, and yesterday they started during the day. So on the first day we did not have them. We had only like launches by rockets or air trying to hit Kiev from air. But yesterday and during the evening there were fights in different districts of Kiev, as I see. So of course there are more fights on ground since yesterday in different cities in Ukraine, in Kyiv, also in the eastern Ukraine, Kharkiv, Kherson. So Ukraine defends itself.
Olga, can you tell us overall in Western Ukraine, what is the situation? You're telling us about how there is a lot of fighting that's being reported in parts like Kiev. What about Western Ukraine? Has Russia managed to really enter or breach any parts of West?
No, well, it's geographically much difficult, but of course, we have territorial defense units and they are ready, and also regular army. But of course, like parts of Ukrainians from Lviv are now thinking that those who are the members of the military, that they are going to also to eastern and to Kyiv to defend Ukraine from there where we have severe fights. But at the moment here, yes, it is a safe haven, so we don't have any fights in Western Ukraine. But I heard just because it's early in the morning, I read the news that there were some dangerous situations in the Rivne region, so it's getting closer to the Western Ukraine as well.
What's next for you, Olga? What's your plan of action right now? Where is your family? Are you planning to stay where you are right now? What is your next plan of action?
Our family stays in Ukraine, and we will stay here. So we don't have any plans to go abroad and so on. So we see that we may defend, that our army will defend Ukraine, and we hope for better and just follow the situation. But we are staying in Ukraine.
Okay, finally, Olga, one last question to you. You know, you've been telling us about how many Ukrainians, many foreigners, all of them are now rushing to parts of Lviv. We've been hearing many stories of Ukrainians now stepping up, trying to help in any way they can. People of Lviv, how are they also trying to, help all the others, particularly Ukrainians who are coming in from badly affected parts like Kiev and eastern Ukraine?
Lviv, citizens of Lviv, they organized themselves to meet those women and children who are coming to Lviv, to our regions, and those from eastern and from eastern and southern Ukraine who are coming here. So, for example, my family hosts our friend, and we will get today more people who are coming to us to have some shelter and to stay for a while. And this is the same for other citizens of Lviv. Also, the blood donation, so people go to donate blood for the Ukrainian army to help them somehow. We are also donating money. Ukraine has a special account where people all over the world can donate money to help Ukrainian army defend our country and to repel this Russian invasion. And also, of course, the men are united in the territorial defense units, and also are joining those military units who are already defending Kyiv and other parts of Ukraine.
All right, Olga, thank you very much for joining us. Stay safe out there. Our prayers are with you and your family. And we will, of course, keep checking up on you to see if you're doing okay there in Lviv. Thank you very much for joining us with those insights of what's really happening in your city. We're getting your voices here on India.
Day three and the kind of carnage that we've seen. The explosions continue, because remember that this is a shock and awe campaign that Russia has really launched in Ukraine on day 3. It's continuing from day 2, Akshita, where the use of incendiaries, the use of missiles, the use of bombs and rockets is continuing. The use of artillery to soften up and damage some of these areas clearly happening by night.
What we're putting out on our screens right now are the explosions that have been reported from the capital of Kiev. Residents, you can only imagine, Shiv, all through the night have had to hear this constant booming sound that we are playing out right now in their homes or wherever they are, in the metro stations, the bunkers that they've moved to with their families. Day 3, more explosions, more violence being reported on the ground. Maria joined us, in fact, a few moments ago. She told us that right now, while we can't really understand the scale of devastation on the ground, most people now have moved out of their homes knowing full well that it's no longer safe right now to be out on the streets. Early in the morning, you see how the night sky is completely lit up there by all of the explosions. But to truly understand what kind of devastation, how much inroads perhaps Russian troops have made into Kiev, we'll have to wait for the sun to rise. Maria will be out there on the streets to give us a sense of what's really played out through the night. But what she told us is essentially, imagine this, she's got just about 30 minutes of sleep amid all of this shelling and bombing. Many of them are now going back home, trying to get more of their belongings and come back, because provisions, even the basic shift, is a problem. Nobody's reaching out to them. There is no help that they're getting right now there in Kiev.
Absolutely, and Olga continues to be with us from Lviv in Ukraine. Olga, we've just gotten information that the attacks have actually been scaled up. There are rocket attacks that are happening in Kyiv right now. What are you hearing from your networks? This is day 3 and it hasn't stopped.
Well, exactly. I haven't... Probably I haven't seen the news, but the rockets were already yesterday as well. We had missiles, and Ukrainian army and anti-air missile systems were just trying to hit those rockets that were flying, the missiles that were hitting the town. So I can't tell you exactly, but this was also yesterday. And as for the yesterday, we had the news not only from the Ukrainian side, but also from the US side, that they said that Russia hit like over 160 missiles on Ukraine. And I guess today we will have much higher numbers, because from the air raids are really, really difficult.
Olga, can you also tell us what kind of a fight back are we talking about here from Ukraine, from the Ukrainian army?
I mean that Ukrainian army used the anti-air missile system just to hit some rockets. From the Russian direction, and also there is also Ukrainian air defense. So the Ukrainian pilots that hit the Russian jets. And we have, for example, as for the yesterday, there was the Ukrainian pilot who hit 6 Russian jets, and Ukraine hit a number of Russian helicopters. So this number is going on, and while Russia tries to hit Ukraine from the air, Ukrainian defenders and army is hitting back.
Huge, during conflict, Olga, many big claims are made by armies on both sides. We've seen it in every country, which has gone to war. There are very big claims being made right now. The Russians claim that over 500, Ukrainian vehicles have been destroyed, 200 tanks have been destroyed. The Ukrainians claim they've been able to kill 1,000 Russian soldiers. Is there any evidence of such large-scale destruction just yet?
Well, we have video. Well, there are a number of videos. So I'm not on the combat place, but we can see a number of videos, number of photos, in which can be proved that they are trustworthy, because through OSINT methodology, you can check their geolocation, you can check the number of these vehicles, that they are of Russian origin, and these are the Russian vehicles, because Ukrainian military vehicles have another numbers, and you can prove all this. So we have loads of photos, videos, and other evidences that prove that these are Russian vehicles, Russian techniques, and they are hit, yes. But the exact numbers probably, might be difficult to say. But we have number of evidences through videos and photos, and that can be proved.
Okay, Olga, thank you for getting us all of those details. Stay safe out there. We will keep coming across to you there in Lviv to get us those updates as well. I just want to also, Shiv, now focus on some of the images that we've received, like the one that we see on our screens here, that really, shock us about what's really playing out right now at Ukraine, and civilians, what they're facing right now. In a matter of 3 days, how their lives have changed. Here are the most haunting images that we're picking up right now.
Truly devastating image of a multi-launch rocket system attack in a neighborhood of Kharkiv, where a car driver was caught amidst heavy rocket bombardment, heavy rocket shelling. As he or she was driving down that street, you can see this driver struggling to, steer their car amidst this horrible shelling. This is really, really terrifying shelling that you're seeing. And again, Akshita, this particular video flies in the face, or at least appears to fly in the face, of Russian claims that civilian neighborhoods are not being targeted. Yeah,
these are residential settlements. Let's get you video number 2 that again corroborates exactly what Shiv said, that these are residential settlements where you're seeing bombing happening. Similar incident, driver having an extremely close shave there as his or her car was caught in that shelling. You can see them driving fast, driving far away as far as possible, but the impact of the moment when in fact the shelling happens, you see the entire camera becoming unsteady at that point. Another image that shows you how civilians are struggling right now in Ukraine.
Let's get you more images of what's happening. Image number 3 is, this is, Akshita, the Putin war machine that's rumbling even faster than before. This is day number 3. They've said that this is not an invasion. These are standoff strikes. Many of the things that Russia has claimed so far have turned out to be, conveniently obfuscated or proven to be untrue with each passing image. These are images now in Kherson in Ukraine of the full Russian war machine in battle mode, rumbling towards different parts of Ukraine. What you see on your screen are utility vehicles carrying troops and equipment. You can also see armored personnel carriers. I think you can see a few tanks as well, but these are fast-moving vehicles. So most of these are army trucks, utility trucks, supply trucks, 5 or 6 tonners, as well as armored personnel carriers. So lots of movement of troops and material from the Russian side into Ukraine as well, and it's clearly increased. That's image number 3.
The next image we're going to show you is one that no doubt will remain in your mind, and one that will perhaps define this war also largely. Images of a Ukrainian man trying to stop the advancement of a Russian military convoy, all alone standing there. You see him bravely standing in front of what looks like an endless long line of Russian military tanks and vehicles. Heightened tension, of course, between Moscow and Kiev. Russian troops are trying to march into the Ukrainian capital. One man there, standing solid, refusing to allow them to advance.
And, a truly incredible image. You can even hear, the man's voice as he tries to, turn those military vehicles away. It's this could become a defining image going forward. The fact is that we don't know exactly, how this is happening. How is that man still alive despite being there? Because the Russian forces are known to, brook no quarter, brook no opposition. So what this man is trying to do, is probably going to pass into legend, very much like similar images that we've seen from China many years ago. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to try and get a ground report from Kherson in Ukraine as well, because these images have been shared in the millions across Ukrainian social media.